Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry for being late. We had some technical issues. So sorry. Let me just sort of set it up on the other channels as well. And then we are ready to go. Give me 1 second. I'm not really lucky today with my technology. Sorry about that. It was working also wonderfully the last few times. And for some reason, it doesn't want to go live today on right. Okay. Well, that is a shame. That is a shame. I don't think I'm gonna get Instagram working today. Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't be able to go live with Instagram today. It's just not it's just not working today. I'm not sure what is going on. I'm so sorry about this. I'm trying to go live, but it's just not letting me do it. No. I can't get it to... I can't get it to work. Oh, this is a shame. Oh well. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the session. Again, so sorry for all these technical issues. In particular, as we only really have 20 minutes because I don't want to take too much of your time on a wonderful Sunday afternoon and absolutely sunny over here. So I hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. I'm terribly sorry that it's not streaming on the other channels, and I hope I can get it fixed for next Sunday. So today we're going to talk about sunscreen, and it's really dear to my heart. Well, briefly maybe introducing myself as well. So I'm Zara. I'm the founder and chief ingredient nerd here at NAYA. And today, in these 20 minutes, I'm going to do a little longer as well because we had so much hustle with the technology. So, really sorry about this again. We're going to talk about sunscreen, and in particular about our sun cream, SPF. There are a lot of questions, and I wanted to take the time to go through some of these questions with you during these sessions, in particular as it looks like finally, touch wood, spring has arrived. It has been quite on and off over here, but hopefully like it's gonna calm down now. The sun is finally out in the blue sky, so it's been really wonderful. Yesterday we went to my partner's dad into the garden, did some gardening work, and I applied a lot of this and regularly this as well because it was like so nice and the sun was like so beautiful and we had a blue sky and I was mowing the grass, so I definitely needed like some protection during that time. So let's get started with some of your most asked questions. I have a little bit of a cheat sheet here again because like I forget things. There's so much information and I do tend to like sometimes forget things. So to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything, I wanted to kind of have a little cheat sheet. So let's start. A lot of people ask me, okay, does it leave a white cast? No, it doesn't leave a white cast. We're using an organic synthetic sunscreen. So it doesn't leave a white cast like if companies are using zinc oxide. Zinc oxide usually does leave a white cast unless it's sort of formulated in a certain particular way, but it doesn't leave a white cast, sorry, not scar, cast, but it's leaving like a lovely, lovely glow. So you can use it as your last step, because that's also a lot of people what they ask me, when do I use actually a sunscreen in my routine? And typically what you do in your routine, that you use it as the last stage in your routine. So you do your sort of cleansing or preparing, your serum, your day cream, whatever you prefer using. If you do wear makeup, you apply the makeup as well before you apply the sunscreen. And then the sunscreen is really the last step in the routine. The reason being is like if you apply like a makeup afterwards, you might move it away, you might brush some off, and then you kind of loosen the intensity and loosen the support in that regards. So make sure that you're actually applying it as your last stage in the routine. So let me just check, because now I got actually a message that people are like, where are we? So so let's talk next. So what is the next question in that regards? What type does it actually suit? So it's really suitable for everyone, even if you have like sensitive skin. A lot of our customers are actually having sensitive skin, so you can use it on sensitive skin. It doesn't also sting your eyes, which I find a lot of sunscreens do. They kind of, when they go creep into your eye, it's just natural, right? Because you start sweating, it might be warm, so you start sweating, and it sort of can go into your eye, or when you wash it off as well, that something goes into your eye, that it starts actually to sting a little bit in your eye. And that's not what happens actually with our sunscreen. So our sunscreen, there's no stinging in the eye whatsoever. It's very, very gentle. It's very suitable for sensitive skin. We have done a lot of research in that space to actually like understand what sort of like filters we combine and what filters we are using. And these are really innovative and new filters in the market, because like the stuff is like evolving as well. In particular in Europe, Europe is really like an innovation hub when it comes to that. A lot of the filters that you actually get in Europe, you can't actually get anywhere else. Like they are not being produced or used at all in America or in Australia or in Asia. So it really is different. And as you know, the European cosmetic regulation is also very, very careful in terms of what it's accepting and what it's actually launching into the market. There's a lot of research behind all these ingredients, and what can be used and what can't be used. And we really steered away from anything that is sort of like can cause irritation or can sort of like sensitize the skin in any way, or also that breaks down when it's exposed to sun. I mean, which is really weird. Like it's a sun filter and then it's just starting to deteriorate. But there are filters out there as well that unfortunately do that when they are exposed to the sun, that it starts to deteriorate. But we also steered away, obviously, from those filters because we want you to give the best protection that you can have. So it's really suitable for all skin types. Even if you have like oily skin, it's really good because it's a very light sunscreen. It's not too heavy. Or if you're really dry as well, it has very sort of nice ingredients like antioxidants, etc., that it gives you a really nice skin feel. But in particular, again, because our customer base has sensitive skin and has struggles with sensitive skin, that this is really a focus that we're focusing on when it comes to sensitive skin. So one of the other questions is actually, how do I combine my SPF? So it really depends. Like I mentioned earlier already, the different stages that you have. But then I think it's always good as well to sort of combine it with a serum. And that really varies depending on what your need is. So if you're tending to have like dehydrated skin, which pretty much a lot of people probably have during summer because it's just like sort of dehydrating, etc., then you can always combine it with Aura. And that's a great combination, like when you combine it with Aura and the sunscreen. And you can get that even like in a bundle together on our website. So you can save a little as well by buying these together. And this is just great because it sort of like helps you to balance the microbiomes, but also really quenches your skin with hydration, and has like other strong antioxidants that protect you as well from free radicals when you're like stepping outside. So this is a really good one when you have like oily skin or dehydrated skin. That's something I would really suggest to combine then with our sunscreen. Another product that you can combine it with is the glow serum. So you can combine the glow serum actually with the sun cream. Here is as well a vitamin C in, and the vitamin C actually boosts the SPF that is in the sun cream, which is a nice sort of effect as well. If someone ever says to you, oh, I use just the vitamin C as a sunscreen, like run, like don't just walk, just run a mile. Yeah. So like vitamin C is not an SPF, it's not a sunscreen, but it boosts the sunscreen, the SPF that you have in your sun lotion. So that's very important. There's a huge difference as well when it comes to that. So these both products I would really recommend like using with our sunscreen, and because we're using such an innovative ingredient, filters, it's really easy to actually get rid of, and you can easily use it with our cleansing oil, which is emulsifying. We were one of the first ones that actually launched an emulsifying cleansing oil that was all the way back in 2019. I just wanted something different that is easy. Everyone was doing the cleansing oils and everything, and I found that quite greasy and not very nice, and felt nice and gentle, and I always had to kind of rub it then off with a towel, which I really didn't enjoy. So this one, it starts to emulsify when in contact with water, so you give yourself a really nice gentle sort of massage, and then it comes with water, and then it starts to emulsify, which is great, and then you can easily wash it off with a cotton pad, etc. So that's so far in terms of like what I would recommend in terms of combining and what sort of products to combine with one another. What next? Next question is on my list. Does the everyday sunscreen contain any perfumes or essential oils? No, the sunscreen SPF does not contain any essential oils or perfume. It has a smell, it has a scent. It's similar to like plum oil, a sort of almond, marzipan smell, very gentle. So the minute you apply it, it's also like going away. It's not overpowering. It's just a very subtle, gentle smell, but it's not perfume and it's not essential oil. It's part actually of the filter that we're using, the sunscreen filter. And I would also like suggest that you look into this and do your own research in that regards as well, because I would steer away with any sunscreen that has actually perfume in it and essential oils in it, because it can cause actually sun damage and can cause like pigmentation if you're using it. It's an alcohol, and as you know, with perfumes already, if you spritz it and everything, it can actually sensitize the skin that is exposed to the sun, but also it can cause pigmentation in that regards. But I would suggest that you do your own research in that, what you think about that and what you can find out. But that's definitely something to like to look into. But like I said, we're not using an aroma or perfume or essential oil or whatever that is. You can also look at the inky name. You can see that then it's just like a natural scent that is coming from the filter that we are using. But it's very, very subtle. I don't find it overpowering. And I had a lot of customers, they were like a bit, I'm not sure. But then at the end of the day, they were like, oh, this is actually quite nice. And it's actually not staying around. It's quite a subtle smell as well. So what is next? What does it protect me from? So the sun cream actually protects you from UVA, UVB, and infrared radiation. So it's these three steps that it's actually protecting you from. UVA and UVB is quite a difference in terms of what it protects you from. So it's really good to kind of learn and understand the difference in that regards. And that's when we are actually coming to the next and biggest question that everyone always has. What is the difference between mineral and synthetic? So mineral and synthetic sunscreen filters. There's always a huge debate around that topic. What do you use? What should I use? Should I use mineral and synthetic? And at the end of the day, it comes down to what you prefer and what feels nice on your skin. So neither are considered natural. You can't really say that mineral sunscreen is actually a natural sunscreen. It's not that easy to say that and comment on that. Yes, it comes from a mineral that is zinc-side, but actually the zinc oxide that is in the sunscreens today is produced synthetically. So funny enough as well, when we are looking at the mineral and the synthetic and the other filters, the minerals are actually considered as inorganic or physical blockers, and the synthetic ones are considered actually organic blocker or organic compounds. So it's quite interesting how marketing over the time changed that around and made the mineral ones the organic ones and the other filters the bad ones that we shouldn't use, which shows you again like the power marketing has, but there's also tons of fear mongering going on when it comes to that space. And that's why it's so important for me to have these sessions, to do these sessions with you, to sort of open your eyes, share some insights and share some insights behind the scene as well, that you can educate yourself, that you can make a decision for yourself, what you prefer and what your preference is in that regards. Is it a mineral or is it a synthetic one? So like I said, minerals a lot of times are being called actually inorganic, and the synthetic ones are called organic. There is nothing like a chemical. I have a lot of emails that are coming through and they're asking me, what is the chemical filter you're using? Everything is chemical. Like, is it the extract? Is it the oils? Is it the butters? Is it the water in a sort of like in a bottle? Yeah, everything is chemical when it comes to the ingredients. So we can't really say chemical is bad, because that's not true. So it's a really bad term to use, and it's also just false to use that terminology in that way. So, but what is the difference? So mineral screen, a lot of times people are saying the mineral screen sits on your skin, it's blocking away. So it's sort of like that nothing is penetrating. And then the synthetic ones is actually that it sort of like comes in, it's sort of, the sunscreen can still come in, but it's reducing the heat and it's converting the heat. Actually, in recent research, that is not quite accurate anymore, because studies have shown that mineral actually, the sunscreens as well, still penetrate into your skin. And it sits on your skin. And what that means actually, that it can sort of sink into the horny layer of your skin and be quite drying. So a lot of times, like when you use the zinc oxide, it can be quite drying unless you are putting something like an aura essence before it or a glow serum to really give back that hydration. But over time, the more you use it, the drier it becomes. So it can be, from a dermatologist point of view, it can be quite uncomfortable to continuously using like a mineral. So I'm going to do a little longer, like I said, because I started so late. So I'm sticking with you for like another 4 minutes and sort of finish this aspect. And then I let you go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. But just a little longer due to the technical issues that I had. I hope I can solve it for next week, that we can start on the time again, on the dot, and also without any problems. But what else to say in that regard is as well that when it comes to zinc oxide, you need a very high percentage to actually get a high SPF. And in order to not just block your skin from UVB, but also UVA. And I think that's the key difference. And that's where a lot of people don't understand the difference. So if you have a high SPF, or if someone says it's an SPF 30, it doesn't directly mean that sunscreen is as well protecting you from UVA rays. So you actually have to have a UVA seal on the packaging that indicates actually that your product has been tested and approved to carry that UVA seal. And the difference between UVB rays and UVA rays is that UVB rays actually give you a sunburn, but the UVA rays actually penetrate deeply into your skin and change the DNA, which can cause further damage like premature aging, because it's breaking down the collagen in your skin, hyperpigmentation as well, but also it can lead to skin cancer. And that's why it's so important to actually look at each and every single packaging that you have and look, does it have a UVA seal on the product? And if it doesn't have that, then you really need to kind of think twice, throw it out, and go back and buy another one. So ours does have a little symbol on the back here, the UVA. You can't see this right now, but it's like the UVA seal. And we have actually a very high UVA protection in our sunscreen. That's just almost like 30 out of the total. So we have 50 SPF that gives you the protection for the UVB, and then we have almost 30 when it comes to UVA. And that's really the key that you need to look out for. And when we launched last year, I was really surprised, like out of the hundreds of customers that actually bought from us and bought our sunscreen, there was only one single person that asked us, what is your UVA protection? How high is it? That indicates to me either you all trust us or trust me, which is great. And I thank you very much for that one. But also that it might not be really clear. And a lot of people are not aware of this. So they look simply onto the SPF. What is the SPF? Because the SPF is almost circled and so prominent on the packaging, but no one really looks at the UVA. And the UVA is actually the one that is damaging and causing all the damage. Yes, UVB is burning, but the UVA, if you don't protect against the UVA, it can really cause that long-term impact and that premature aging. So in 10, 20 years time, and potentially as well, if you don't protect your skin and the sun is only going one way and it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, that it can lead potentially to just such DNA alteration, which can lead to skin cancer. So that's why it's so important to really look at it. And when you look at zinc oxide, you really have to have a very, very high percentage of zinc oxide. So when we formulated, we used around 25% of zinc oxide just to get that level of protection that we wanted from a UVB and UVA level to a decent amount. And it wasn't a pleasant texture. And that's at that point where we said, that's enough now. We really have to look at alternatives, because the key is, which I have been saying from day one, the best sunscreen that you can have is the one that you wear every single day and that you also reapply. If you don't enjoy wearing it, you're not going to wear it, you're not going to reapply it, and it's always going to be a pain in the ass, literally. So that's the last thing I wanted to share with you. There's a bunch of other questions that I received. I might do another session on that topic, but just to give you a glimpse and share with you some insight. But as well, in terms of that, it's really important that you look at the packaging. You see, does it have a UVA seal? Does it protect me from these UVA rays that really cause that sort of like premature aging damage that are really actually very, very harmful to your skin? So I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much. I'm really sorry again for the technical issues. And well, all left to say is like, enjoy your Sunday afternoon, and I hope I see you soon. Bye.